The last thing I noticed was the flowery aroma of the hotel foyer, a mix of fresh flowers or perhaps an exotic orchid. Her auburn hair, usually tied back in a practical knot for her nursing shifts, was loose, cascading down her back. Before I even saw them, I heard her laugh, a sound that hadn't been directed at me in months. The man beside her was tall, slick, wearing a politician's smile as he held her hand. They were checking in, whispering, and it felt like I was the unwitting star of some elaborate ruse. My stomach twisted. I hadn't eaten in days, and the knot of suspicion tightened with each passing second. This was brutal, technicolor confirmation of what I had feared. I wanted to scream, lash out, shatter their idyllic little bubble. But I had a carefully laid-out plan, and an anger-fueled outburst wouldn't serve me now. I had seen them together before, fleeting glimpses that led me to hire a private investigator named Frank, a gruff former police officer who dealt in cold, hard facts. He had given me everything: the rendezvous points, the hushed phone conversations, even the name of the hotel, the identity of the man who had stolen my wife from me. I hadn't come here for a public altercation, so I remained in the shadows, watching as they vanished into the elevator, their hands still clasped. Then I made my move. Carter was a pharmaceutical agent, all charm and hollow promises. My first stop was the hotel's security office. A crisp $100 bill got me their room number. Another at the front desk got me access to the surveillance feed, posing as a distressed family member. One final bill, and I had a key card. The next hour was a blur of controlled chaos. I carefully arranged the room, setting her phone on the nightstand, its screen displaying Carter's grinning face. I scattered rose petals on the bed, the kind she used to adore. A bottle of champagne sat in an ice bucket, 2 glasses beside it. Then, I positioned my laptop on the dresser at an angle facing the bed and began the slideshow, a visual history of our marriage. Our wedding day, her white gown glowing. The birth of our daughter, Lily, her tiny fingers wrapped around mine. Birthdays. Christmas mornings. Family vacations. Love, laughter, and shared dreams, all set to a melancholic piano piece. When Audrey stepped into the room, her face crumpled. A strangled gasp escaped her lips, her hand flying to her mouth. The color drained from her cheeks. She swayed, eyes wide with horror, before collapsing onto the polished marble floor. 15 years of memories shattered. I left the room, walking down the hallway, my heart pounding a war drum against my ribs. I waited. When they emerged from the elevator, still hand in hand, they paused to admire the flower arrangement in the lobby. Carter, oblivious, looked down at Audrey, concern flickering across his face. Then, his gaze landed on Lily. He stiffened. He knew. The lobby fell silent. I stepped forward, my footsteps echoing in the hush. Kneeling beside my wife, I ignored Carter's stammered inquiries. I looked into her eyes, and where love had once been, there was only a cold, hollow ache. "Audrey," I said, my voice low, steady. "I think Lily has something to ask you." Lily stepped forward, her little hand trembling as she held out a single rose. Her voice wavered, thick with unshed tears. "Why?" One word. So innocent, yet filled with unbearable pain. Audrey's carefully constructed illusion crumbled. Her secret life, her betrayal, laid bare for all to see. Carter backed away, his face a mask of guilt and fear. He muttered something about a misunderstanding, about needing to go, before vanishing into the crowd, a coward fleeing the battlefield. Audrey remained on the floor, broken, exposed, the weight of her choices crushing her. I felt grief, deep and all-consuming, but also the finality of it all. I helped Lily pick up her mother, guiding her toward the exit. The other guests and hotel staff parted like the Red Sea, their faces a mix of sympathy and sorrow. The marriage was over, the trust irreparably broken. Yet, in the ruins, I realized that our lives would never be the same. As we stepped out into the crisp night air, the path ahead stretched long and uncertain. But Lily and I would walk it together, hand in hand, leaving the ghosts of the past behind. A new beginning awaited. A chance to rebuild, to heal, and to protect the innocent heart of the little girl who mattered most.